The power dynamic has shifted, and now you're the one calling the shots. The same people who once dismissed you, overlooked your potential, or belittled your worth are now forced to witness your ascent. Every step you take, every choice you make, stirs their frustration because they never imagined that you would be the one leading the way. The very idea of you holding the reins unsettles them, but there's no denying that you're now the one in control. They thought you'd always remain in their shadow, bound by their rules, but now they're the ones watching from the sidelines, grappling with the reality they never anticipated. They tried to control you, to bend you to their will, but in their arrogance, they only set the stage for their own downfall. The tables have turned, and now the power rests firmly in your hands, a truth they find impossible to swallow. You know their type, the ones who scoffed when you spoke, barely hiding their contempt, seeing you as nothing more than a tool to serve their purposes. But now they're faced with the harsh truth. They underestimated the very person they thought they could exploit. Back then, you didn't carry the title, the influence, or the authority. But what they failed to understand is that true power isn't tied to titles. It's rooted in resilience, foresight, and the quiet strength that comes from truly knowing your value. Their arrogance blinded them to the force growing within you. They acted like you didn't deserve a seat at the table, as if your presence was insignificant, your voice unimportant. Yet all along, you were sharpening your skills, patiently waiting for the moment when your inner power would rise to the surface, undeniable and unstoppable. Every word they spoke, every condescending gesture was meant to reinforce the hierarchy they believed they ruled from above. They brushed you off, convinced that their control over you was unshakable. With every smug comment, every overlooked idea, and every attempt to diminish you, they believed they were asserting their dominance. What they failed to realize was that, in those very moments, they were unknowingly fueling your ascent. While they were too busy looking down on you, you were observing, learning, and mastering the game, preparing to play it at a level they could never reach. Their arrogance became their downfall. They never anticipated you rising above them, never imagined that the person they once disregarded would be the one holding the power. Now, as they watch you stand tall, commanding respect and making decisions with authority, they can barely contain their shock. It's as if they're witnessing their worst nightmare unfold before their eyes. The very person they underestimated is now in control, and the reality of it is more than they ever thought they'd have to face. Too late, they've come to understand that they never truly held the upper hand. The control they clung to was nothing more than an illusion, and now they are left powerless, forced to confront the undeniable truth of your success. It eats at them, because your rise dismantles the carefully constructed story they built, the story where they always reigned supreme and you were left scrambling behind. Now, with that narrative shattered, they're left grappling with the harsh reality that you were never beneath them. You were simply waiting for the right moment to claim what was always yours. The thing about underdogs is that the world never sees them coming until it's far too late. By the time they recognize your strength, the victory is already yours. Their unease now is nothing more than the bitter consequence of their own arrogance. They believed they had you figured out, convinced they could keep you under their control. What they failed to see was that every attempt to hold you down only ignited your transformation. Now, as they watch you thrive, they're forced to reckon with the power they never saw growing right before their eyes. What infuriates them the most is that your rise wasn't built on stepping over others like theirs was. You didn't need to play dirty or manipulate your way to the top. Your strength came from endurance, patience, and an unwavering sense of self-worth they could never grasp. They've always relied on schemes and deceit to climb higher, but now they're forced to watch you succeed on your own terms. It burns them to realize that your power doesn't come from tearing others down, but from building yourself up with integrity and resilience. Seeing someone they underestimated surpass them, especially someone who plays the game with integrity, is a bitter pill for them to swallow. With every step you take upward, their frustration deepens. They once believed they had control over the narrative, that they could dictate how your story would unfold. But now, they're watching helplessly as you rewrite the script. The power they thought they held is slipping through their fingers, and each moment of your success forces them to confront a reality they never anticipated. The story has shifted, and now you're the protagonist while they've been reduced to mere background characters. This reversal of power has left them scrambling, desperately trying to understand how they lost control. But the truth is, they never had it to begin with. You've been steering your own destiny all along, and now they're forced to stand on the sidelines, powerless to stop your rise. As you confidently take charge of your path, they can only watch, realizing too late that their influence over your journey was never real. Let them sit back and stew in their disbelief. They've truly played themselves by underestimating you. Now all that's left for them is a bitter sense of regret as they grapple with the reality that you've earned your spot at the top, not because they permitted it, but because you boldly claimed it for yourself. The game has shifted, and it's clear that the rules have changed for good. As you continue to rise, they'll be left to reflect on their miscalculations, watching from the sidelines as you forge your own path to success. Your ascent wasn't merely a product of hard work, it was woven into a divine plan all along. Even in moments when you couldn't perceive it, God was guiding you, leading you towards your true purpose. Those who attempted to control you were not just adversaries, they were lessons disguised as obstacles, meant to fortify your resolve and prepare you for the incredible power you wield today. More importantly, God cleared them from your path for a reason. Their presence was a distraction, an impediment to your growth. Now that you've embraced your purpose, it's undeniable that you were always destined for greatness, and every step has been part of that sacred journey. At times, we struggle to comprehend why certain individuals exit our lives, but with the gift of hindsight, it becomes clear that those who sought to undermine you were never intended to be part of your journey. They were merely tests, challenges designed to help you hone your strength and build your character. Now that you've successfully navigated those trials, God has paved the way for you to step into your true calling. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable have become stepping stones, leading you to a future filled with purpose and fulfillment. They were never destined to walk this path alongside you, and their absence serves as a powerful reminder of God's protective hand over your life. Even during times when you felt isolated, unsure, and full of doubt, God was there, guiding you, shaping you, and molding you into the leader you've become today. Each moment of uncertainty, every struggle to recognize your own worth was part of a divine plan, reinforcing your resilience and preparing you for the incredible journey ahead. Now, as you move forward with purpose, it's evident that those challenges were essential in forging the strong, capable person you are. Now that you find yourself in a position of authority, it's evident that each step of your journey was intricately woven into a divine plan. Allowing those individuals back into your life would only threaten the sacred progress you've made. It's easy to hold on to the hope that people can change and that they deserve a second chance, but God removed them from your path for a purpose. Their energy and presence would only invite negativity and spiritual obstacles into your life. You've come too far to let anyone drag you back into the shadows. Your peace, success, and growth are all reflections of God's guidance. Don't jeopardize that by reopening doors that were meant to stay shut. This isn't merely about safeguarding your success, it's about nurturing your spirit. God has positioned you in this role of power for a significant purpose, and it's your duty to protect that gift. Those who once sought to control you were never intended to be part of the divine blueprint for your future. Their return would only introduce chaos and spiritual distractions, pulling you away from your true calling. Stay steadfast on the path that God has illuminated for you, trusting in His protection and guidance. By keeping your focus on your journey, you ensure that your spirit remains vibrant and aligned with the greater plan unfolding in your life. Every challenge you've encountered along the way has equipped you for this pivotal moment. The spiritual battles you faced in the past were not in vain. They forged you into the person you are today, capable of walking confidently in your purpose. Don't let the shadows of your past seep back in and jeopardize the hard-earned progress you've achieved. Remember the strength you've cultivated and the lessons you've learned. They are your shield against anything that threatens to hold you back. Embrace this new chapter with determination, knowing that you are meant for greatness and equipped to overcome any obstacle that arises. God has meticulously cleared your path, and now it's your responsibility to keep moving forward, leaving behind those who were never meant to join you on this journey. Trust in the divine plan that has guided you here, knowing that your presence in this position is not by chance, but by design. You are not merely a boss. You are a leader chosen by a higher power for a significant purpose. With this privilege comes the duty to safeguard your position, your progress, and your spirit from those who would seek to disrupt your momentum. Stand firm in your resolve, knowing that each step you take is part of a greater mission that you are destined to fulfill. They can't bear the thought that you are now the one in control, as it shatters their deeply held beliefs about their own superiority. The very idea that someone they once dismissed as inconsequential has risen to a position of leadership is a bitter pill for them to swallow. It challenges their narrative and forces them to confront their own arrogance. As they grapple with this new reality, their discomfort only highlights your strength and resilience. You've proven that true power isn't dictated by past perceptions, but rather by the ability to rise above and claim your rightful place in the world. The shift in power makes them uneasy in ways they struggle to express, stirring feelings they'd rather keep buried. Their discomfort stems from a need to confront their own shortcomings and failures in judgment. They were so confident in their assessments, convinced they could foresee the outcomes, but they were gravely mistaken. Nothing cuts deeper than the painful realization that they misjudged your worth and underestimated your potential. This awakening forces them to reevaluate their beliefs and grapple with the consequences of their arrogance, leaving them grappling with a sense of inadequacy they never anticipated. Now they're desperately scrambling, seeking ways to reinsert themselves into your narrative, attempting to rewrite history as if they were always your biggest supporters. Yet you see right through their calculated moves. Their facade can't mask the truth of how they treated you during your ascent. You vividly recall the dismissive comments and the lack of support when you needed it most. No matter how skillfully they attempt to spin their actions now, the reality is clear and unwavering. Their attempts at redemption fall flat, revealing their true motives and underscoring the depth of your journey and the integrity you've maintained along the way. They failed to recognize your value back then, and that's entirely their loss. What frustrates them the most is that you never needed their validation to rise. You forged your own path without their approval or support. You built yourself up from the ground, embodying strength and resilience that they couldn't comprehend. Now, as they watch you thrive, they're compelled to confront the undeniable truth. The power dynamic has shifted, and they are left on the wrong side of it. Their discomfort is palpable, revealing just how deeply their arrogance has blinded them to your true potential all along. It's not merely that you're in control, it's that you've achieved it entirely on your own without their assistance. They once believed you relied on them, but the truth has flipped their assumptions on their heads. The irony stings. Those who once dismissed your potential now find themselves needing you. They come to you for advice, seeking opportunities and validation, and with each request, they're reminded of how profoundly they misjudged you. This reversal of fortune serves as a constant reminder of their earlier mistakes, highlighting their inability to recognize the strength and resilience that have always resided within you. They can't stand the fact that you're the gatekeeper now, that your approval holds the key to opportunities they once took for granted. It's not about revenge for you, it's about justice. They're finally beginning to see you for who you truly are, but unfortunately for them, it's too late to reap any benefits from that realization. Your value has always been undeniable, yet now it shines brightly for all to see, leaving them no choice but to confront their past misjudgments. That awareness gnaws at them, knowing they overlooked your potential when it mattered most. You didn't just rise, you soared, and each achievement serves as a stark reminder of their failure to appreciate your worth along the way. Now they're left with no option but to watch as you ascend higher and higher while they remain stagnant, haunted by the opportunities they squandered. The truth is, they never could have handled your rise. Your power is not merely a title but a profound respect that you've earned through your vision, compassion, and strength. Your leadership transcends authority. It's rooted in a genuine desire to uplift others and inspire growth. You lead with heart and authenticity, qualities they will never comprehend or possess. As you continue to flourish, they are forced to confront their own shortcomings, recognizing that your success is built on the very principles they dismissed. This is precisely why the Lumination Inner Order was established, a sanctuary for leaders like you who rise with unwavering purpose and refuse to be swayed by the manipulations of others. Here, you'll find a community that uplifts and empowers, providing the guidance needed to navigate your unique journey as a chosen one. Joining the inner order ensures you remain attuned to the next steps on your path, connecting you with like-minded individuals who share your vision and determination. Embrace this opportunity to strengthen your resolve and illuminate the world around you, for your rise is just the beginning of something extraordinary. They govern through intimidation, while you flourish through respect, vision, and unwavering integrity, qualities they could never hope to replicate. It's a bitter truth for them to confront. The very person they once sought to manipulate now stands confidently in command. They believed they could steer your journey, but now they can only watch as you chart your own course towards success, effortlessly leaving them behind. Each step you take further highlights their miscalculation, illuminating the stark contrast between their approach and your empowering ascent. It's not merely that you've ascended, it's that you've done so independently, thriving without their support. Their entire game plan revolved around fostering your reliance on their validation and control. But now that you've shown the world and yourself that you can succeed without them, their carefully constructed beliefs have shattered. This revelation strips them of their power, leaving them grappling with the reality that they no longer hold any sway over your journey. The foundation of their arrogance crumbles, exposing their fragility as you continue to flourish on your own terms. So consumed by the need to preserve their status, they fail to recognize the potential within you, overlooking the possibility that you could outshine them. Now, as they witness your relentless ascent, they are burdened by regret, haunted by the realization that they squandered their opportunity to support your journey. Their fixation on the game blinded them to the evolving landscape, and now they find themselves trapped on the sidelines watching as the rules they once manipulated have turned against them. Their loss becomes evident with every step you take higher, a painful reminder of how their arrogance sealed their fate. It's almost tragic in a way. They dedicated so much energy to shaping your story that they failed to notice the grip slipping from their hands. Now they're desperately trying to rewrite their role, seeking any way to reinsert themselves into your life. But the pathways have been sealed shut. Their attempts to regain access are met with silence, and the ties that once bound you are irrevocably severed. They've left themselves with no options, trapped by their own choices, while you stand firm in your newfound freedom, charting a course that no longer includes them. They believed they could dictate the pace, but now they find themselves watching the clock tick down on their chances. While they clung to their illusions of power, you were honing your craft, embracing change, and gathering strength in silence. They failed to see that your evolution was already underway, transforming you into a formidable force. Now, as they grapple with the reality of their oversight, you're stepping into the spotlight, commanding the very game they once manipulated. Their inability to recognize your potential has cost them dearly, leaving them as mere spectators to a narrative they can no longer control. Their demise was not a mere twist of fate, it was a self-inflicted wound. In their relentless effort to keep you in the shadows, they blinded themselves to their own decline. And now, as they witness your flourishing, the truth stings like a bitter poison. They're left grappling with the harsh reality that their grip on power has slipped away, and the very ambitions they once nurtured have crumbled around them. Deep down, they recognize the shame lurking beneath their envy, a constant reminder of their failure to seize the opportunities they had. Instead of confronting the truth, they bury it beneath layers of resentment, unwilling to admit that their own actions pushed you into the light. This internal conflict acts as an anchor, preventing them from moving forward while you ascend effortlessly. As you continue to thrive, they find themselves entangled in a web of doubt, reflecting on the choices that led to their isolation. The weight of their regret for severed ties hangs heavily on their shoulders, a burden they hide behind a facade of false bravado and insincere gestures of reconciliation. They've come to understand that their attempts to manipulate you only led to their own undoing of the truth that gnaws at them with each milestone you reach. Your rise is more than just a personal triumph. It serves as a relentless reminder of their own failures, one that looms over them as they search for a way to reclaim what they've lost. As the roles have reversed, they will grasp at any chance to reinsert themselves into your narrative, desperate to reclaim a sense of relevance that has slipped through their fingers. Now that you've established your authority, it's almost certain they'll try to reinsert themselves into your life, seizing any chance to sway you with their charisma and flattery. Their instinct will be to play on your emotions, reminiscing about the so-called good times you shared, hoping to create a false narrative where they were allies rather than adversaries. They'll weave stories designed to tug at your heartstrings, pretending their motives were always noble, but deep down, you see through their facade, recognizing that their past actions spoke louder than their current words. This is the crucial moment where your strength will truly be tested, demanding clarity and resolve to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Beware of their attempts to regain access to your life. Their intentions remain rooted in self-interest. What's different now is their urgency to reestablish a connection with you, fueled by the realization that you hold the power. They'll resort to flattery and manipulation, but their motives are not aligned with genuine growth or support. Their primary goal is to position themselves near your success, hoping to siphon off the energy and momentum you've cultivated. If you let them in, you risk allowing toxic influences that could undermine all that you've achieved. Protect your hard-earned progress by staying vigilant and discerning about who truly deserves a place in your journey. Maintaining that closed door is essential for your well-being and growth. You've poured your heart and soul into cultivating a life filled with clarity, strength, and intention. The boundaries you've established serve as a protective shield, preserving the peace and stability you've fought for. Inviting them back would disrupt the harmony you've carefully nurtured, opening the floodgates to the turmoil and uncertainty they once brought into your life. It's crucial to honor your journey by keeping your space sacred, ensuring that your energy remains focused on the vision you've created, free from distractions that could derail your progress. You've witnessed their true colors, and it's clear they've demonstrated a readiness to undermine you for their gain. Allowing them back into your life would be like opening the door to a raging tempest, ready to wreak havoc on the sanctuary you've built. Their presence will inevitably come with subtle seductions, luring you into a false sense of security, appealing to your compassion in hopes of exploiting your kindness for another chance. But deep down, you know that their intentions are cloaked in self-interest, and the momentary allure of their charm could easily lead to the unraveling of all your hard-earned accomplishments. Guard your peace fiercely, for true growth flourishes only in an environment free from such destructive influences. But keep this in mind: they forfeited their chance when they opted for deceit, manipulation, and mind games. Their return is not a plea for reconciliation, but a desperate attempt to reclaim what they lost, now that they recognize the strength and potential radiating from you. They wish to share in the light they once tried to extinguish, yet they have shown their true colors. They do not deserve to reclaim a place in your life, nor should they be allowed to bask in the glow of your hard-earned success. Your table is reserved for those who uplift you, not for those who sought to undermine you. Hold firm to the boundaries you've established. They are a testament to your growth and self-awareness. You recognized their game and chose a path that prioritized your well-being and aspirations. Don't waver in your resolve now that they seek to re-enter your life, for their intentions remain self-serving. Their comeback is not about partnership or shared success. It's an attempt to siphon off the energy and achievements you've worked tirelessly to create. Continue to forge ahead, safeguarding the tranquility and strength you've cultivated, for your journey is too precious to jeopardize for those who fail to appreciate it. Whenever you contemplate letting them back in, reflect on the turmoil they once unleashed in your life. Recall the restless nights, the constant uncertainty, and the emotional games they played. Is it worth risking that turmoil once more? They may promise change and speak the language of remorse, but their past behavior reveals who they truly are. Keep that door firmly closed. Your peace of mind and hard-earned success hinge on your decision to protect yourself from their influence. Prioritize your well-being above their empty assurances, and remember that the life you've built deserves to be safeguarded. As your achievements multiply, expect their strategies for re-entering your life to become increasingly cunning. They might suddenly adopt a facade of transformation, showcasing a more polished version of themselves, claiming to have learned from their past mistakes. They may even deliver heartfelt apologies, trying to masquerade as the repentant friend you once knew. However, it's crucial to remember that these gestures aren't genuine acts of contrition. They are calculated moves designed to regain access to your life. Stay vigilant and recognize that their desire to reconnect is driven by a thirst for the benefits your success brings, not by a sincere wish to amend their past wrongs. They seek a foothold in your world, aiming to tap into your strength, influence, and the new opportunities that have come your way. Stay alert, as their charm can easily mask their true intentions. They may attempt to play on your empathy, using emotional appeals that tug at your heartstrings, invoking memories of shared experiences to stir up feelings of nostalgia. But their focus isn't on mending what's been fractured. It's a calculated effort to draw you back into their orbit by reminding you of a connection they've long since abandoned. Recognize that their efforts are not about genuine reconciliation, but rather a desperate attempt to reclaim what they lost. They will rely on your capacity for compassion, banking on your desire to let go of the past and move forward. They hope that your willingness to forgive will grant them access once again, but welcoming them back would merely pave the way for fresh disappointments. No matter how heartfelt their apologies may seem, the patterns of their past behavior have exposed the reality behind their facade. Stay attuned to your intuition, for it knows the truth far better than their empty promises. Keep that door firmly locked, safeguarding your peace from the potential turmoil they would inevitably bring. Keep your eyes fixed on the horizon, for those who once sought to manipulate your journey are now relegated to the sidelines, where they rightfully belong. Just as Lot's wife discovered the peril of looking back, you must resist the temptation to revisit the past, as it threatens to unravel the progress you've made. You are the architect of your own destiny now, and your energy should be directed toward the future, not those who tried to impede your growth. You've invested too much effort and resilience to allow anyone to pull you back into their shadows. Stay steadfast and move forward with unwavering determination. Stand resolute in your power. No one can diminish what you've built. Trust in the divine design for your life and stride forward with unshakable confidence. You possess the strength, influence, and admiration that affirm your rightful place as a leader. Embrace your purpose boldly, fully aware that you deserve every triumph that comes your way. Continue to ascend, guiding others with your vision and tenacity. And always remember, you are in charge now, and your journey is just beginning. Keep shining brightly, for the world needs your light.